Everyone, today we're going to be playing a fun little game. I am going to be reacting to the Friday the 13th 2009 kill count by Dead Meat. But I have seen this before, but the way we're going to do this is every time Jason kills somebody, we take this drink. It's cocktail, pineapple cocktail. You see, we're going to take a sip of that drink. If you are underage, please do not try this at home, and you shouldn't be really watching this anyway, because it's like 18 plus. But yeah, if you are of age, it's not my job to tell you if you want to play along, But anyway, all credit goes to James, the Dead Meat channel, and Chelsea. They're awesome. Be good people, as they would say. But let's go in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at the Friday the 13th reboot, released in 2009. After the climax of Freddy vs. Jason, both franchises lay dormant for a while. As they did, reboots and remakes proliferated, alongside the so-called torture porn popularized by Hostel and Saw. Gone was the era of Scream-like self-referential horror comedies. Horror movies were serious again, and it was in this world the Friday franchise would be reborn. In 2003, 2 months after Freddy and Jason Ward, the Texas Chainsaw remake revitalized that series.
That is my favorite remake of all time. Second place is the remake of King Kong from 2005. Fucking peak. So peak.
And kicked off Reboot Mania. That movie was made by Platinum Dunes, the production company founded by Michael Bay, Andrew Form, and Brad Fuller.
I just saw The Odyssey as well today, guys. I forgot to mention that. It was awesome. If people tell you this movie is like, nah, it's crap, it's not. It's so good. It's 3 hours. It is 3 hours though, but it's so good. It's it gets really good about 20 minutes in. Like after the 20-minute mark, it's just so solid.
They wanted to remake Friday next, and spent over a year working out the rights with the various studios involved. When that was settled, they hired the guys who wrote Freddy vs. Jason to write their screenplay. Mark Swift and Damian Shannon decided to abandon the goofiness of their previous film and write a Friday the 13th that took elements from the first 4 movies of the series. This wouldn't just be a remake of the Pamela Voorhees murder spree. Instead, it'd be a best-of version of the pre-zombie Jason Voorhees. That's an excellent approach for such a shallow series, and the result is a resounding success. I'm not usually a fan of remakes because I like to see things that are new, but Friday 09 justifies its existence by being a lean, mean version of the early Friday films. You heard me bemoan how slow and similar those were. This film takes the best parts, cranks the speed to 11, and gives us gold.
Yes!
The non-Jason characters are a weak point as always, but at least some of them are played in a committed, fun way. As for Jason himself, he's probably the scariest he's ever been. Reboot Jason is a survivalist, an agile hunter who grew up fending for himself in the woods. His violence is more targeted and defensive. He's almost like Leatherface, the way he just wants to be left alone. But people won't leave him alone, and those people are gonna wind up dead. How many? Let's find out.
5 grams of protein. Baby Bell protein, ready for the gym.
Hey, the ads help James and Chelsea. Ad revenue helps the Dead Meat channel.
EVE Online is a vast universe.
The movie begins in 1980. We get in a prologue, motherfuckers! This Sin City-looking opening credits scene is akin to the ending of the original film. An Alice-like counselor is cornered on the beach by Mrs. Voorhees at the end of her killing spree, spurred by the drowning of her son Jason. The counselor cuts off Mrs. Voorhees' head with a machete, giving us our first recreated kill of the film. Turns out Moms was wrong about Jason drowning though. That boy is still living, and now he's all sorts of traumatized. Already hearing his mom's voice in his head.
We're only 2 minutes into the video, and we've already had to drink.
For mother.
Now it's present day, aka
kill for mother, Jason. Kill for mother. Something got knocked down.
2009. Though it's never specified, the movie probably takes place in New Jersey, despite being filmed around Austin, Texas. A group of horny teens are looking for a field of marijuana plants to make themselves some green.
Do you know how much money we're gonna make selling this weed?
We're gonna get a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
You absolute madman.
I was trying to do like a weed smoking symbol.
They end up camping near the remnants of Camp Crystal Lake, which Weedman Wade knows all about. So he gives us Jason's backstory as a campfire tale.
He watched his mom being beheaded.
Good storytelling.
Oh, great. Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? He saw his mom beheaded.
Dude, but you know, Paul Holt. Whitney here gets bored of the backstory and steps away with her boyfriend Michael, leaving the worst character
Wonder what they're gonna do.
behind. And I hate saying that about Richie.
We don't know
He's
what
played
the
by
guy
Ben
is, probably.
Feldman. That's Ginsberg. And, I mean, lots of other roles, sure. But Richie and his girlfriend Amanda are just too damn horny.
You wanna slap that ass one more time for Daddy?
Daddy like that?
Yeah, Daddy does like it. Daddy likes it a lot.
Seriously, somebody
Damn.
bonk these two. I still think the final chapter is the horniest Friday, and A New Beginning is the sleaziest, but I'll give the remake title of Boobiest Friday for sure, especially if you're talking director's cut. That thing's more boob than movie. This movie's overwhelming
Guys, we need to watch the director's cut.
boobosity may have come from Andrew Form and Brad Fuller, Platinum Dunes producers who were very involved during production. They wanted the Friday reboot to be all about blood and boobs.
And it was important to us to bring back the nudity.
For a director, they turned to German filmmaker Marcus Nispel, who had done them well directing the successful Texas Chainsaw reboot. Also returning from the Chainsaw reboot was cinematographer Daniel Pearl, who also shot the original Texas Chainsaw in '74.
So this movie's gonna look great. Then,
I like the stark look Nispel
yeah, this movie looks fantastic. I mean, it's no surprise he shot the remake and the original Texas Chainsaw, so it's gonna
Pearl
look
bring
awesome.
to these movies. And I like that Nispel is seen here
Jesus looks so cool.
sporting a wings cap. Wade goes weed watching, and while whizzing, gets
That's
a
gotta
win.
be
But it's
one of my
short-lived.
favorite
Jason's
movies.
here, and he ain't looking to puff puff pass.
Here we go.
I love how scared Wade gets during this attack. And I'm happy he's the first to go, killed off screen by Jason. That dude was fucking annoying. Now that he's gone, you know the horny couple's gotta go. They hear a noise and Richie leaves to check it out, then Jason
I don't think this drink's gonna be finished. I only bought one, so this drink is gonna be finished by the end before this video even ends. Oh shit.
cuts through the tent and
22
abducts a
minutes.
lady like this were Friday friggin' 7. Richie runs back to the tent, only to find his girlfriend
no.
burning in a sleeping bag and his foot suddenly caught in a bear trap. He's
Oh.
unable to do anything as Amanda burns to death, her body spilling out of the bag after it's done. Always found that one brutal. And
Yeah.
broiling. On the days they shot this kill,
Crispy.
Amanda's actor America Olivo had to endure 3
It's not what Zoran says, not Bixby, it's crispy.
hours of putting on fake burnt skin.
Oh, I knew this
Meanwhile,
was-
her stunt double Donna Evans had to hang inside a sleeping bag with actual fire near it. Evans also had to fall out of the bag without catching herself. That's not easy. Whitney and Mike come across Camp Crystal Lake, sitting abandoned in a dilapidated state. It's a perfect place to explore.
Beware, beware.
Or if you're into busted boob tubes and whistle collections. Mike finds a locket with a picture of a woman inside that looks like Whitney. It's a pic of Pam. We saw little boy Jason collected after her death in the intro. Jason probably still lives here, judging by that bed and the shrine they discovered. Wait,
Why
a
is
shrine?
that bed, why is that duvet so clean? That's like, hold on a second, look at that.
Jason probably still lives here.
Look at that. That bed is way too clean. Where everything else like dilapidated.
Judging by that bed and the shrine they discovered. Wait, a shrine? That can only mean, yes, a
Yes.
Mrs. Voorhees head! Oh, dude, those are collector's items. A blade begins to pierce through the floor like a BattleBot hazard, and it goes into Mike's legs a whole bunch. The guy is already weak as shit when Jason comes through the floor and kills Mike off screen after dragging him underground. Director Marcus Nispel wanted to avoid CG as much as possible, but since this scene had close-ups on Mike's face, actor Nick Manel couldn't use a stunt double. He just had to hit his his marks as the special effects team made pre-programmed fake blades come up out of the floor.
Oh my God.
Maybe Manel could handle it though, having already faced Rob Zombie's Michael Myers when he played Bob in that remake. Whitney flees from pop-up Jason and runs back to the campsite where she finds the darkest timeline going on. Should have never let Troy get the pizzas. I mean, America has been burned to the ground. Richie's still bear trap boy, but not for long. Jason gets there, hauling ass like a motherfucker, and sticks his machete deep down into Richie's skull. This kill was the first one filmed during production. Ben Feldman had to have his leg in a hole in the ground as a nasty prosthetic was put in the bear trap. For the fatal hack, they used a machete with its blade removed on set. Then a team at Asylum Visual Effects put in the rest of the blade and made half of Feldman's face sag. Can't fake everything though.
I went home that night with footprints on my forehead.
Whitney scrambles away, but Jason runs after her and smacks her into a title card. Yeah, that was just a cold open, y'all. Probably the hottest I've ever seen. Our real story takes place 6 weeks later and follows a different group of horny teens. Though
those bodies are gonna be like, unless Jason like disposes of the bodies, burns them. Those are gonna be very maggoty.
none of them as annoying as Wade.
May the force be with your swords!
I really didn't like that guy. The douchiest one by far is Trent, who's such a dick, he hurries a guy who's trying to find his missing sister.
Hey, are you gonna buy something? I mean, you've been up here for quite a while yapping.
The missing sister is Whitney from The Cold Open, and this guy is her brother Clay, played by Jared Padalecki. He'd have been 4 seasons into Supernatural by now. 4 seasons of like, what, 32, 33? Trent's girlfriend Jenna, played by Danielle Panabaker, apologizes to Clay before he takes off to search some more. Clay's region-wide mission to find his missing sister is similar.
I like that little bird
before he takes off to search some more.
Clay's that's a loon, right? A loon bird.
Region-wide mission to find his missing sister is similar to the subplot in Friday 4. There, Rob was looking for Jason, the man who killed his 17-year-old sister in Friday 2. Hope Clay fares better than Rob did.
Probably not.
If he does, it won't be with any help from the locals. He's rebuffed by unhelpful cops and ominous old ladies alike. One dude he talks to, Donnie.
That lady's in the Texas Chainsaw remake. She's I think she's the lady that works in the store with all the fly-covered meat.
He later heads back to a barn so he can look at porn and fondle mannequins.
When playing games on PC, do you ever wonder if someone had a clip with you in it?
Download Metal,
Probably
then go
not.
to albums, clips you're in, and
God damn.
You remember that special night we had? Remember when you took my virginity?
Jason was in
the-
there
What the fuck?
and is uncomfortable
I think Jason might be the only actual sane one in this.
now. So to break the tension, he attacks
Oh.
Donnie the dummy fucker. During the struggle, Donnie rips the
He just slapped Jason.
cloth mask off from
Yeah.
his face.
That shit ain't fucking right, dude.
The D-bag-headed Jason responds with a throat slit from his machete. Sorry, Donnie, but maybe there are mannequins you can fuck in heaven. Jason goes to rebag
Or hell.
his head when he sees something far more interesting. A way to graduate from Friday 2 to Friday 3. Yep, it's a goddamn hockey mask. And Jason, brother, fits you like a glove. Playing Jason Voorhees is Derek Mears,
Oh,
a 6'5" stunt performer and actor. He had been in The Hills Have Eyes too and would play a predator the next year. Mears was a
I knew
huge
that.
fan of
I
Friday
remember.
as a franchise and Jason as a character.
That's Jay. Oh, is that me? It's so wild.
He has alopecia and said that when his hair fell out as a child, he saw little boy Jason as someone he could relate to. Mears could bring the scary chops to play Jason since he was a cage fighter, but he also
that's
has a
cool.
background in improv comedy and is known as one of the sweetest dudes ever.
Every day, he was a pleasure to be around and just a happy, grateful guy to work with.
I just think the world of him.
Mears was recommended for the role by Scott Stoddard, who helped bring this Jason to life as the movie's makeup artist. Stoddard, who also worked
I love that they gave Jason like a clouded eye. That's
on the
so
Texas
cool.
Chainsaw remake, designed this Jason just like the script was written, using the best bits and pieces from the first 4 films.
Dummy
He took
Jason.
Jason's asymmetrical face from parts 1 and 4 and mixed it with his mountain man appearance from part 2. Stoddard designed a head wrap for Jason to wear like the part 2 potato sack and resculpted the hockey mask from scratch with a design based on the one in part 3. Trent
I
drives
actually
this
have a little figure of Jason. Where should I know, delay. That's fine. That was just a penny. Look at this, guys. This isn't that Jason, but this is a pretty good one. Look at that. It's a NECA figure, I think. Yeah. Put him there, you can watch me drink to his kills.
friends to Crystal Lake, where his family owns a cabin. Pretty dope place, I ain't about to lie, which is probably why Trent's so prissy about it.
Guys, watch the floor, alright? Please.
You know what I just realized as well? I should have done this on Friday the 13th, which was the other day.
That stained oak.
Like I said, Trent is a supreme asshole.
Yeah.
But Travis Van Winkle plays him so well, I actually end up respecting it.
This is an outside game.
Real dumb fact about his character, though. Trent first...
Actually, beer pong is an indoor game. It can be played outside, but it's mostly an indoor game. Don't believe me? Go watch OG Crew. You know.
Appeared in Transformers, made by Platinum Dunes producer
Oh yeah,
Michael
yeah, I know this. So the douchebag guy in Transformers is actually him. Transformers is in the same universe as the Friday the 13th remake. You know, it's crazy. This one guy confirms that. He's that.
Hey, so Jason and Optimus Prime share a universe?
Yes!
That's weird. I also like the performances by Arlen Escarpeta and Aaron Yu as Lawrence and Chewie, the stoners of the crew. Yu was later in the much worse Nightmare remake.
Yeah,
while Escarpeta is currently the last person killed in a Final Destination movie. They make the most of the material they're given, which is nakedly stereotypical. All these characters care about is drinking, drugs, and getting their D's wet. Nolan and Chelsea are also here, and they're
it's not true.
not very good friends to Trent.
Now what does that say about me? That the second that Trent said, "Don't take my boat out," it was guaranteed that I would.
Why is this guy evil Owen Wilson? They take Trent's boat out.
Wow, I'm evil. Oh, that sounds like Donald Trump. I can't do it, Owen Wilson. Wow.
On the lake, and to get this movie's boob quota fulfilled, Chelsea wakeboards topless. Actor Willa Ford wasn't sure about doing the scene, but said it ended up being a good time.
When I left my top, funniest thing is there was nothing sexual about it for me. It was like liberation.
She wipes out hard, but don't worry, girl. Nolan's happy to bring the boat back around.
Be careful.
Never mind, he's got an arrow through his head. But how? That boat is so far out in the lake.
How far in are we?
Might as well have been an arrow shot from Mars. The boat, without a driver, speeds right into Chelsea's head, giving her a bump on the noggin and leaving Jason the Archer intrigued. Yeah, Chelsea, that's Jason the Archer. He's also Jason the Bladesman. He's multi-versatile. Originally, Chelsea was going to die in a sort of psychological way. Jason simply waited her out until she got too tired to tread water and she drowned. I think that would have been great, but the death they went with works as an encapsulation of the entire franchise. Jason stabs her with his machete and gives us a helping of boobs and blood before moving on to his next victim. I like seeing how Ford had to be pulled up by a cable system here. That's fun.
Oh my god, okay.
Clay's door-to-door search for his sister leads to Trent's cabin, where Jenna answers the door and is nice to him. She's sick of Trent.
That one with the thing, the machete that goes in the head and like pulls her up. I think that one was especially cruel. Like, and awesome. That's why I took an extra sip to that one.
Who acts like an exploding douchebag and kicks Clay out of the cabin. Joke's on you though, brah, because Jenna offers to help Clay on his search. The two of them explore the woods and eventually the abandoned Camp Crystal Lake. Then it gets dark real fast. Huh, was there some kind of time lapse or something? While searching through the last cabin, the floor gives out.
Maybe it's supernatural.
Ah, just what I thought. Doll infestation. Y'all gonna have to tent that cabin. On their way out, they hear and hide from someone coming. Jason carrying a headless body with him. When J-Man sees Clay's backpack,
whose head did he cut off then? It must have been, I can't even remember what her name was under the dock.
Goes on high alert, turning on floodlights and searching through his collection of canoes. I love this portrayal of Jason as an intelligent and savvy backwoodsman. Case in point, this tripwire that Clay and Jenna hit on their way out. It rings a bell in a subterranean layer, which is where Jason has Whitney. He's keeping her safe because she looks like his mom, which was pointed out by Mike before he died.
Mama. I don't know why that just made me laugh so much. Oh my god. Sometimes I will just do like silly little things and it just make me laugh so much. I don't know. Stuff like that.
It looks like you.
This scene is longer in the director's cut, and I'm sad they cut what they did. I like Jason sharpening his machete and the whole thing where Whitney gets away for a little bit. But this kill count is using the theatrical version as far as death time codes go. Back at the cabin, horny girl Bree dances in a way so cliche it's indistinguishable from the parody in Cabin in the Woods. To be fair though, that's kinda what they're going for here.
Let's just all be one big happy cliche.
A flaming shot causes Chewie to break an old family chair, and to calm the angry Trent down, Bree leads him into the bedroom. There, they have the most ridiculous sex scene ever, complete with porn-worthy dialogue.
YouTube about to like, nope.
Fucking just. I know. So juicy, dude. You got perfect nipple placement, baby.
Jenna and Clay get back to the cabin, and I guess the threat of a killer outside is enough to make her not care that her boyfriend's banging someone else. There's never a single line from her acknowledging that happened. Chewie is out in the shed looking for tools to fix that chair. Ah yes, scotch, the perfect wood adhesive. He ends up breaking a light with a hockey stick, after which Jason shows up.
Are you looking for this?
You looking for this?
Cause it completes your outfit.
Jason attacks Chewie and kills him by
Bro, he just complimented him. Oh, and there's another kill.
sticking a screwdriver in his neck for a very long time. And you know the sound Chewie's making there too. You know, something like Aaron, you
Oh my god.
Who had to get an appendectomy during production, but despite his stomach still having stitches in it, he wanted to go all out filming his death scene.
He starts to choke, and he's gagging, and he goes to the ground, and we end the scene. I go, dude, are you okay? What's going on? And he goes, no. I had the blood in my mouth, and rather than just coming out of my mouth, I try to inhale it into my sinuses so it will come out. And I go, you are far too committed for this.
Jason cuts the lights of the cabin, causing Lawrence to realize that Chewie might be in trouble.
My boy's still out there. I'm gonna go get him.
Man, Lawrence and Chewie really do a lot to make this movie's character group bearable. He heads out to the shed and finds Chewie's dead body, then finds Jason, the man responsible for it. Lawrence puts up a decent fight and gets away momentarily, but the J-Man grabs an axe and fells the poor guy by chucking it into his back. Holy damn, Jason, you could hustle at the Ren Fair, dude. Lawrence cries out for help, but Clay reminds Jenna that this Jason's a crafty son of a Pam.
He's using your friend as bait.
And so, Lawrence is left outside dying until Jason puts him out of his misery by flipping him onto his back, driving that axe through his torso. And wait, now Jason's on the roof? Don't you start that teleporting shit, mister! While Trent is grabbing a gun to take back control of the situation, Bree goes upstairs and winds up by herself in a room where the window's open. It's open because J-Man's in the house! He grabs Bree and suffocates her for a bit before impaling her on an antler-shaped clothes hanger. Guess he's leaving her out to die. The police show
Only 15 minutes into a 20
up thanks to a phone call from Clay before Jason.
It was there when I started. The drink was like there when I started. It's now there.
Jason cut the phone lines. Officer Brackey here had earlier told Clay to go home, but now he's ready to be helpful, and Jason's ready for him to be dead. Jason stabs him through the eye in one of my favorite shots. I love how it pans through the wall like that. Actor Richard Burgi wore a vacuform plate over his eye with a silicone appliance of a fire poker handle attached.
Awesome.
In keeping with Nispel's goal to have as little CG as possible, this camera movement was done practically and it looks
so fucking cool.
Great. The trio of survivors run outside and Trent hops into the cop car. Before he can get it running though, Bree's body crashes through the windshield. All scream.
I can't even do it because I'll end up waking people. I'll end up annoying people. What was that scream?
Get it running though, Bree's body crashes through the windshield. All screamed out, Trent takes off by himself and ends up on the side of a road. After nearly getting hit, Trent is beckoned forward by a truck driver. And don't worry, Trent, Jason's not driving that truck. It's just an old man. Jason's standing behind you. Trent is killed by Jason with a machete and a hay baler in the back of the truck. Ha, then his body goes off for a ride. Bye!
Oh, gotta have an extra sip to that.
This kill is so over the top because it needs to be. Trent's an asshole, and we spend the entire movie waiting for him to die. Jason's stab and saw was done with a simple slider device worn by Travis Van Winkle.
I think this is the Slidey McDougal. That's what I call it.
He was then affixed to a wire system that stuck him to the right spot on the back of that truck. Clay and Jenna get back to Camp Crystal Lake, and when Whitney hears them walking around, she screams up for help. Clay finds a hatch that leads him and Jenna into Jason's subterranean hang zone. It's got a wheelchair as a reference to Mark from Friday 2. Jason's tunnel system, which was built on a soundstage, was written to explain how he could pop up seemingly anywhere. They wanted to avoid any suggestions of teleportation. This Jason isn't supernatural in the slightest. Underground, Clay finally finds his sister Whitney.
It's just scary as fuck.
Aw, that's nice. As he breaks the chains that bind her, Jason hops back down into his pad. Y'all best get the fuck.
That's not nice. Oh, my headphones just died. Here's the thing, guys. Now the audio is gonna be all fucky wucky.
Fuck on out of there. Jason sees that he has company, and that dude's fast when he's pissed.
Oh,
I know
shit.
Jason ran a bit in parts 2, 3, and 4, but that always felt like he was pretend running. This Jason hauls ass.
Oh,
As they're squeezing through a narrow point to get back above ground,
go,
Jenna
go.
is stabbed through the back in a surprising kill through a narrow. That always felt like he was pretend. Jenna is stabbed. Jason hauls ass. As
I
they're
thought she was
squeezing
gonna be the final girl.
through a narrow
Oh,
point to
shit.
get back above ground, Jenna is stabbed through the back in a surprising kill. Danielle Panabaker is grade A final girl material. Can't believe she's gone in a flash
I can't believe that.
like that. Clay and Whitney climb out through a school bus and run through the rain to a farm. It's where Clay had talked to Donnie earlier. You know, when Donnie was using a wood chipper. So yeah, that thing's here. As Clay is looking for weapons, Jason pulls the old Feldman pants shitter and jumps through a window exactly like he did in the final chapter. He and Clay fight for a bit, and it's honestly kind of even. I mean, both these dudes are pretty much the exact same height. The wood chipper gets turned on, and Jason sees it as a quick opportunity. Why, with this, he could kill Clay in a New York minute. Before he can, Whitney steps out to do the Mama Voorhees.
Go in there, it'll be like you're nothing at all. Nothing at all.
And she's imitating Mrs. Voorhees, since remember, she looks like her. It's in the locket. It's a move borrowed from Ginny in Friday 2, and it works just as effectively here. The distraction allows Clay to get some chains around Jason's neck, which Whitney then tosses into the wood chipper. The gears pull Jason up and start to hang him from the rafters, reminding me of what Chris Higgins did to the
they're doing a Temple of Doom on his ass.
J-Man in part 3. But nothing from the older movies matched Jason's fate here, which is only sealed after Whitney hits him with a Yo Mama joke.
Say hi to mommy in hell!
Whitney's actor Amanda Rigetti didn't even want to say that line.
I fought that tooth and nail. I was like, oh, guys, really? That's cheesy.
Cheesy or not, she kills Jason when his head goes back into
that's the big one. There we go. Just save a little bit just in case there's one more surprise.
grinder. And yeah, I'll count him as dead here. In this timeline, he's not a Superman or anything. The sun rises and they toss Jason's body into the lake, followed by his mask and his mama locket, both of which sink to the bottom. And I'm still saying he's dead even though he pops up through the dock at the end. I feel like that's more of a reference to all those chair jumper dream endings than an actual canonical statement that Jason Voorhees somehow survived. How many bodies did we—
Is that it? Well, let's just
find
find out
at our
what
last
the number of
stop on
kills
the
is
Friday
before we take one
recount
last
train?
big swing.
Let's find out and run like Jason to the numbers.
I just got an ad.
The mage or the hunter? Well, in Albion Online, you don't have to choose.
Alright. The number is, what do we got?
I counted 15 kills in the Friday the 13th
15 kills.
reboot.
Let's take a big swig to the 15 people that died. And may they... yeah, I was going to think of a cheesy joke, but here we go.
Ten of the victims were male and only 5 were female, giving us a 2-to-1 ratio of dudes. With a runtime of 97 minutes.
You know, I just realised. Broke the first rule of horror movies. Drank alcohol. shit.
That left us with a kill on average every 6.47 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Amanda. A lot of great kills in this one, but her sleeping bag roasting still feels the most horrific to me. Plus, she was oiling herself up before it happened. That skin would have been so crispy. No machete for lamest kill will go to Mike, who got pulled underground and killed off screen. Fun fact, it wasn't Derek Mears playing Jason here. He was off getting married and someone else filled in for him. That means Mike got killed by Jason Zorin, pretty much. And that's it. The Friday the 13th reboot came out in 2009, and despite a solid box office performance, it was the last feature film in the franchise. There have been some solid fan shorts, and the video game was great when it got updates, but movie theaters have been Voorhees-free for over a decade now. Hopefully that changes with the recent lawsuit developments, and if it does, you know where to come for the kill count, after a Blu-ray release. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count.
Nice. And I will see you all in the next one. Look at that. Finish it just in time. Go subscribe to Dead Meat and watch the videos, because they are good people. See ya. Ugh.